Is your focus weak? Does your memory feel like it's fading? It's not permanent. It's just untrained. This video gives you 10 simple, powerful exercises to build a sharper, faster, and stronger brain. Starting today. If you are ready to continue this training and want more lessons to improve your mind and your English, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss our next story. I want to ask you a question today, and it's a question that maybe no one has ever asked you before. What are you doing to protect your brain? Think about it. You protect your phone, perhaps with a screen guard. You protect your house with a lock. You protect your money in a bank. But what about the one thing that controls your entire life? Your brain. You see, most people, they never think about training their brain. They think memory loss is something that just happens. They say things like, "Oh, I forget everything these days," or "I just can't focus anymore. I walk into a room and I forget why I came. My brain feels tired all the time," and they often laugh it off, like it's normal. But I want to tell you, it's not really funny, and it's not harmless. It isn't just about getting older, and it's not just stress. What you might be experiencing is something we can call mental decay. It's not visible from the outside, no, but inside, your memory might be fading. Your focus might be weakening. Your mental sharpness, it could be slowly dying. And you know what's causing it? Often, it's no training, no awareness, no defense. You use your brain every single day. You use it to make decisions, to solve problems, to remember important things. You use it to speak, to work, to plan your future. But how many minutes a day do you actually spend taking care of it? Be honest with yourself. For most people, the answer is 0. You take care of your body by walking, maybe stretching, or exercising. You take care of your skin by washing it, applying cream, using sunscreen. But your brain, the most powerful, most important, most valuable tool you own. You just expect it to function, even though you never train it. Let me tell you something that most people just don't know. Memory is not a gift. It is a muscle. And just like any muscle, if you don't train it, it will shrink. It will weaken. It will disappear. If you want to stay mentally sharp, focused, strong, confident, and in control of your thoughts, you must start exercising your brain. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when you feel ready. You start today. You start now. And you don't need complicated techniques or some fake genius trick. You just need a few simple, powerful daily brain exercises that anyone, even a complete beginner, can do right at home, right now. This video, this time together. It's not just about learning something interesting. It's about reclaiming your mental strength. It's about building a brain that remembers better, thinks faster, and lives longer. Because in this modern world, your brain is under attack every day. Social media is shortening your attention span. Multitasking is weakening your focus. Overstimulation, just too much information, is killing your memory. All the notifications, the noise, the endless scrolling, they are destroying the very muscle you need to succeed. And unless you fight back, unless you take control, your brain will become weaker every single day. But if you follow the exercises in this video, and not just watch, but actually do them, you will begin to feel something that perhaps most people have forgotten. You'll feel mental power, clarity, confidence, energy, a sense of control. Your memory will sharpen. Your focus will return. Your mind will become lighter, faster, and stronger. And most importantly, you will begin to trust yourself again. So, welcome. Welcome to the most important training of your life. This is not entertainment. This is not just motivation. This is a battle for your brain. This video won't just improve your memory and focus, it will also make your thinking and speaking clearer. As your brain gets sharper, your communication becomes stronger. So, while you train your memory, you will naturally speak better, think better, and express yourself with more confidence in any language. Let's begin your transformation. Before we start our first exercise, I have a question for you, and I would love to hear your thoughts. We just talked about how our modern world, with all the notifications, the scrolling, the multitasking, feels like it's attacking our focus. Does this feel true for you? What is the one thing in your daily life that you feel weakens your focus the most? Please, take a moment and share your experience in the comments below. It's helpful to know we are not alone in this feeling. All right, let's begin. Our first exercise is called the memory chain game. What is it? Well, the memory chain game is one of the most powerful and also simplest ways to increase your memory. It is based on the science of association. Association means connecting ideas together to help your brain remember them more easily. Your brain, you see, doesn't remember things as single, boring pieces of information. It remembers them when there is a story, a connection, a pattern. So instead of trying to remember 10 separate things, we train the brain to link them together, like a chain. How do you do it? Step 1. Pick 10 random words. They can be anything. Objects, animals, actions, places. For example, tiger, phone, shoes, rain, candle, door, apple, train, balloon, glass. Now, if you try to memorize these 10 words just by reading them once, you will probably forget most of them in 10 minutes. That is normal. The human brain is not designed to memorize random words. But now, here is how you turn this into a powerful memory exercise. You create a story, a weird, fun, or emotional story using all of the words in order. Let's try this together. One day, a tiger called my phone while I was buying shoes in the rain. I picked up the call under a candle that was hanging from a door. Then I threw an apple at a passing train, which popped a balloon and broke a glass window. Now repeat that story to yourself, just twice. Close your eyes. Now, try to recall all 10 words in order. You will find it shockingly easy. Why? Because your brain loves stories. It loves images. It loves emotional, funny, and strange connections. That is how your memory works. Not by repeating boring lists, but by creating strange, vivid pictures that your brain enjoys remembering. This little game, it activates both sides of your brain. The left side, your logic, and the right side, your imagination. It forces your brain to pay attention because weird stories are harder to forget. It builds strong associative memory, which helps in real life when you need to recall multiple things together. It strengthens both your short-term and your long-term memory. This simple exercise helps you remember shopping lists. It helps you remember the names of people. It helps you memorize vocabulary, especially English words. It helps you prepare for exams. It helps you improve your storytelling and your speaking. And the best part? You can do this anytime, anywhere. While you are walking, during your lunch break, before bed, even in the shower. And if you do it daily, just one story with 10 random words, you will notice something within a week. your recall speed gets faster. You forget less. Your brain just feels sharper. You start remembering dreams, details, and even conversations better. Let's say you are learning 5 new English words today. For example, confident, delay, review, package, airport. Instead of memorizing them like a boring list, do this. A confident man delayed his flight because he wanted to review a package at the airport. Now, the words are locked into a scene. Your brain sees the man, the action, the location, and suddenly, you remember. This works in every area of life, from learning languages to preparing presentations to remembering birthdays. In the morning, pick 5 random words and make a story. In the evening, try to recall the words without your notes. If you want a weekly challenge, try to go from 5 words to 10 words, and then maybe even 15 words in one chain. It's fun, it's powerful, and best of all, it works. This is how you take control of your memory again. Not with medicine, not with gadgets, but with daily brain movement, just like physical fitness. Let's move to exercise 2. This one is called Speak to Memorize. You have been taught, I am sure, to read to memorize, maybe to write things down. But perhaps no one ever told you that one of the most powerful memory tools is this, your voice. Yes, speaking out loud is one of the most powerful, overlooked, and underrated ways to improve your memory. And yet, most people never use it. They read something once, and then they forget. They watch something interesting, and then they forget. They write notes, they highlight books, they underline sentences, and then they forget. Why? Because they are only using passive memory. They are letting the information go in, but they are not practicing bringing it out. You see, real memory, it's not just about putting things into your brain. Real memory is about being able to get them out, exactly when you need them. And that is where this exercise becomes your secret weapon. This is how it works. Whenever you learn something, a new word, a new fact, a new idea, a quote, a sentence, a name, a process, instead of just reading it or thinking about it, you say it out loud. You say it with emotion, with rhythm, with repetition. This means you don't whisper, you don't mumble. You speak it clearly, as if you are teaching it to someone, like you are performing it, as if you are the voice of your own memory. That moment, that act of speaking, forces your brain to focus harder. Because now, it's not just reading. Now it's building connections between your eyes, your tongue, your ears, and your brain. And when multiple senses are activated, your memory becomes 3 times stronger. When you speak out loud, you are activating auditory memory. Your brain hears your own voice. You activate motor memory. Your mouth and tongue form the words. You activate emotional memory if you speak with feeling. And you use repetition-based encoding. Every repetition creates a stronger pathway. This is why people who talk to themselves while studying often remember better. It's not weird. It is powerful. Speaking turns your memory into something active, not passive. And that is the key to long-term retention. How do you do this exercise? Step 1. Choose something to remember. This can be a list of grocery items, a few English words, a short paragraph, a quote you love, a fact you want to remember, anything. A rule, a method, a name, a date. Step 2. Read it once, then speak it loud. But not just like a robot. You add feeling. You slow it down. You say it like you mean it. If it's a word, pronounce it clearly. If it's a sentence, say it with the right emotion. If it's a list, give it rhythm or maybe a funny tone. The more emotion and voice you add, the deeper it goes into your memory. Let's say you are learning these 3 English words today: grateful, opportunity, challenge. Instead of just writing them down 10 times, do this. Speak each word out loud. Say the word, spell it, define it, and use it in a sentence. Like this: grateful, G-R-A-T-E-F-U-L, grateful means thankful. I am grateful for this day. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful for this opportunity to learn. Then you move to the next. Opportunity. O-P-P-O-R-T-U-N-I-T-Y. Opportunity means a chance. Every morning is an opportunity to grow. This video is an opportunity to upgrade my brain. Then, challenge. C-H-A-L-L-E-N-G-E. Challenge means something hard, but I grow through challenges. Every challenge makes me stronger. Now look at what you did. You read the word, you spoke the spelling, you connected it to a meaning, and you used it in real life. That is 4 layers of memory in just 30 seconds, and you are 10 times more likely to remember it tomorrow. Let's try it with a quote. Imagine you want to remember this quote: "Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most." Instead of writing this 10 times in your notebook, which helps, but is passive, do this. Say it out loud 5 times, but each time, say it with a different emotion. First, calm. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Then, strong. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Then, reflective, thoughtful. Discipline really is choosing between temporary pleasure and long-term purpose. Then fast. Discipline's about choice, now or later, easy or meaningful. And final, discipline is not a punishment. It is power. I choose what I want most. When you do this, you have just created emotional and vocal memory, anchors. An anchor is something that holds the memory in place. That quote will now stay in your head, not because you forced it, but because you performed it. You experienced it. You didn't just learn it, you lived it. You want to remember your to-do list? Instead of typing, buy milk, call doctor, study English, clean desk, say it out loud while doing it. Buy milk, call the doctor, study English, clean my desk. Now walk around your room and say it again with your eyes closed. Now whisper it. Now shout it. Now sing it. You will find that your brain is suddenly listening to you. That is the power of speaking. Your brain trusts your voice more than it trusts your notes. You don't need a microphone. You don't need a partner. You just need a few quiet minutes, in the shower, while walking, during your morning time, before sleep. Choose anything, a word, a quote, a fact, and say it out loud like it matters. Even better, you can record your voice and listen to it later. You will be shocked at how much more you retain, how much more you remember. The benefits: it improves memory retention. It boosts your focus. It strengthens your language ability. It trains active recall. It builds confidence in speaking. It helps in interviews, exams, and conversations. It makes you mentally present and aware. And for English learners, this is a goldmine, because you are not just remembering. You are practicing your voice, your accent, your expression, all while building your memory. This is how you become fluent. This is how you become confident. This is how you train your brain and your mouth together. You don't need a perfect brain to remember better. You don't need medicine. You don't need genius genes. You don't need to feel smart. You just need to show up and speak up. Because your brain listens to your voice. It remembers what you say with power. It remembers what you repeat with emotion. It remembers what you believe when you say it like you mean it. This is not a trick. This is not a hack. This is training. This is brain fitness. This is real. And it works. Our third exercise is called the 3-2-1 recall technique. This is a wonderful daily memory ritual. It's a habit, and it helps your brain become more alert, more aware, and more focused, while strengthening both short-term and emotional memory. It's called the 3-2-1 recall technique because it asks your brain to search, reflect, and organize everything you experienced during your day before the day ends. It is simple, but it is powerful. And if you do it daily, you will start to feel like your brain is finally awake again. Most people, they go through an entire day, and then they forget 90% of it by nighttime. They wake up, they scroll, they eat, they work, they watch, they talk, but they don't register anything deeply. Their brain is on autopilot, and memory cannot grow on autopilot. It's a simple truth. You don't remember what you didn't truly observe. You don't remember what your brain didn't process. And you don't remember what you didn't review. This is where 3-2-1 recall becomes your brain's personal gym. Because every night, before you sleep, you force your brain to retrieve information, to organize thoughts, and to review your life with awareness. That process builds strong mental pathways. It trains your brain to remember details, feelings, moments, names, faces, lessons, and ideas far better than before. Every night before going to bed, ask yourself 3 questions. 3 things you learned today. 2 emotions you felt strongly. 1 small detail you almost forgot. You can speak it aloud. You can write it in a notebook. Or you can just whisper it in the dark. But you must do it every day. Let's say it's the end of your day. You sit down and you do your 3-2-1 recall. 3 things I learned today. 1. I learned that the brain remembers better when I speak things aloud. 2. I learned a new word in English. Intentional. 3. I learned that I forget less when I repeat things with emotion. 2 emotions I felt. 1. I felt proud after completing my morning routine. 2. I felt frustrated when I couldn't focus for 30 minutes. 1 small detail I almost forgot. I saw an old friend's photo on my phone, and I remembered a memory from school that made me smile. But I almost forgot that moment happened. Now, imagine doing this every night for just 1 week. Your brain starts noticing more things during the day. It starts connecting learning to emotions. It starts storing details in stronger mental folders. Your brain becomes more alert, more focused, and more present. Why? Because it knows you will ask it later. And the brain performs better when it knows it's being watched. This exercise trains the 3 types of memory that really matter in our daily lives. First, memory of information, like facts, lessons, and names. Second, memory of feelings, which builds self-awareness and emotional clarity. And third, memory of moments, which builds observational sharpness. And it only takes 3 minutes a day. No technology, no app, no cost, no fake promises, just real mental training. If you do this for 30 days, your ability to recall things, even random things, will improve dramatically. You will start remembering where you kept things, what people said in conversations, what you learned 5 days ago, and even what you felt in certain situations, which builds emotional intelligence. This is not just memory improvement. This is mindfulness, plus awareness, plus memory mastery, all in one. This brings us to exercise number 4, visual snapshot training. This is a brain exercise that improves your visual memory, your attention to detail, and your spatial awareness. That means your understanding of the space around you. Most people, we look at the world, but we don't really see it. This exercise teaches your brain to notice, to capture, and to store images more accurately. This is essential for remembering faces, for reading faster, for navigating spaces, and for staying mentally sharp. It is especially powerful for people who forget where they kept things, what they saw just moments ago. Faces, clothes, rooms, visuals, all the small details in real life. Let's fix that today. You can think of your brain like a camera, but most of us, we never train it to take high-quality pictures. We just look. We are constantly looking at things, scrolling screens, walking through rooms. But we are never paying attention to the detail. We remember the big picture, but we forget the small parts. And guess what? Memory lives in the details. The color of the cup, the way someone smiled, the item that was next to your keys, the shirt your friend wore, the thing you saw on your table that disappeared later. Training your brain to notice and remember these things makes your memory laser sharp. This exercise helps you build that precision. Choose a place: your bedroom, your kitchen, or your desk. Stand in the center. Now, look around the room for exactly 30 seconds. Just observe. Now close your eyes or turn away, and write down or say out loud everything you remember seeing. Try to be specific. Don't just say, "Oh, there was a bed and a table." No, say, "There was a red pillow on the left side of the bed. There was a blue book under the table, a cup with a pen inside, 2 coins near the lamp, a black sock under the chair." Now, open your eyes. Check. What did you miss? Let's say you stand in your kitchen and observe for 30 seconds. Then you turn away and recall a yellow plate near the sink, 2 forks crossed beside a glass, a half-filled water bottle, a salt jar with a broken label, a pink cloth hanging off the oven, a small stain near the microwave, a black pan on the left burner. Now, open your eyes. Check. How much did you remember? What details did you forget? Do this daily. Your recall improves rapidly. Do it in new environments, like a restaurant, an office, or a friend's house. Take these visual snapshots and then test your recall an hour later. You can add a time limit. Remember 15 items in 60 seconds. You will remember names and faces better at training your visual cues. You will find things faster because your brain registers where things are placed. You will speak better because you remember what you saw. You will read better. You will notice words and spelling details. You will study smarter. You can picture diagrams, notes, and slides more clearly. You will handle daily tasks with more mental alertness and clarity. Because it doesn't just improve memory, it builds a habit of looking at the world with attention. And the more attention you give, the more your brain gives back. Your memory becomes detailed. Your awareness becomes stronger. Your conversations become clearer. Your brain becomes faster. Because it's not skipping anything anymore. This is what makes ordinary people look intelligent, sharp, and present. And these people, they don't have more memory. They have more attention. And that is something you can train, just like this. Now for exercise 5. This one is called the backward walk with recall technique. This is one of the most unique and powerful exercises, and I promise you, very few people in the world know about it. It's not just a memory booster. It is also a mind-body coordination workout. It connects your brain with your movement, which builds neuroplasticity. That is the ability of the brain to rewire itself and grow new connections. Your body and your brain, they are not separate. They are deeply connected. Every movement you make sends signals back to your brain. And when you challenge your body with something unusual, your brain wakes up. Walking backward, slowly and safely, of course, is one of the simplest ways to disrupt your mental autopilot and force your brain to focus. Now, add a memory challenge to it, and it becomes a full-body, full-brain training. This is not a trick. This is based on real research. Challenging your coordination while recalling information increases your memory strength, your focus speed, and your attention control. It activates a part of your brain called the cerebellum. This part is responsible for movement, yes, but also for attention, balance, mental agility, and short-term recall. And when you move in reverse, your brain cannot rely on habit. It must become present. And that is when memory training becomes 3 times more powerful. Step 1. Find a safe space. A hallway, an empty room, or a safe area with no obstacles, no things to trip over. Step 2. Think of a short list you want to memorize. It could be 5 groceries, 5 English words, 5 goals, 5 people you need to contact. Step 3. Read the list once. Then, put it away. Step 4. Now begin walking backward, very slowly. Step by step. With each step you take backward, try to recall one item from the list. And don't just remember it. Say it out loud. Do it again, in a different order. Now try recalling the list in reverse, also while walking backward. Let's say your list is milk, bananas, bread, soap, rice. Now, fold the list away. Start walking backward, slowly. Step 1. Say milk. Step 2. Say bananas. Step 3. Say bread. Step 4. Say soap. Step 5. Say rice. Now do the reverse. Step 1. Rice. Step 2. Soap. Step 3. Bread. Step 4. Bananas. Step 5. Milk. You see what is happening? You are using your physical body to engage your mental effort. You are forcing your brain to stay present, practicing active recall under motion. This makes the memory stickier, faster, and stronger. You can add variety to the challenge. Recall sentences, not just words. Practice English sentences while walking. Try backward sidestepping. With closed eyes, but only if it is very safe. Increase your list to 10 items. Your brain gets faster at recalling under pressure. You remember information in daily tasks, like shopping, exams, or names. Your brain feels lighter and clearer. You train both your focus and your memory, not just one or the other. You improve your mind-body connection, which strengthens your thinking speed, your balance, and your coordination. This is especially powerful if you struggle with overthinking, if you get brain fog, chandar easily, or if you feel mentally slow in conversations. Just 5 minutes a day of this, and your brain will wake up. We are halfway through our training, and you are doing wonderfully. These first 5 exercises are already so powerful. We still have 5 more to cover, including my personal favorite, the Teach to Lock It method. If you're finding this training helpful, and you don't want to miss the next part of our journey, or other stories and lessons like this, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It means you'll be notified when we continue building these skills together. Welcome back. Let's start exercise number 6. This one is called Teach to Lock It, the Master Memory Tool. This is one of the most powerful and reliable memory techniques ever discovered, and yet 90% of people never use it. It is simple. It is ancient. It is effective. It is based on a simple, ancient, and effective idea. If you can teach it, you truly understand it. If you can't teach it, you never really learned it. Memory is not just about storing information. It's about being able to retrieve it clearly, confidently, and completely. And the best way to do that? Try to teach it to someone else. Because when you teach, your brain is forced to retrieve the information. It is forced to organize it, to explain it, to fill in the gaps, to simplify it, and to reconnect it with logic. All of that is deep memory processing. Step 1. Learn something simple. Maybe a new fact, a short method, a new word, a new life lesson, a quote you like, or a memory technique like one you have learned in this video. Step 2. Now explain it to someone. It could be a friend, your sibling, your parent, a student, or just a mirror. You can talk to your phone camera. You can even write it out in a notebook, like you are teaching it. Step 3. Don't just say it. Break it down. Simplify it. Make it understandable. That process, the process of breaking it down, is what makes your brain remember it forever. Let's say you just learned the memory chain game from exercise 1. Now close the video and try to teach someone how it works, just from your memory. Say, okay, here's what I learned. You take 10 random words. Then, you make a crazy story using them in order. The brain remembers better when it links ideas together, through images and emotion. For example, if your words are tiger, phone, candle, you say, a tiger called me on the phone under a candlelight. That story, it helps you remember the words in the right order. Now what just happened in your brain? You recalled the method. You explained the logic. You used examples. You processed the information very deeply. You created new brain connections. And now, that exercise is permanently stored in your brain. When we read, we remember some. When we write, we remember more. But when we teach, we remember best. Teaching activates your logical memory, your verbal memory, your social memory. It uses emotional energy. It forces retrieval and reorganization. And it forces self-correction. You realize what you don't understand yet. It is the ultimate test of true memory and the ultimate trainer of long-term recall. Here is a bonus tip. Use your phone to record yourself explaining a quote, or summarizing a book, or teaching an exercise, or repeating a vocabulary lesson. Then, watch it back. You will notice what you remembered, what you forgot, where you struggled, and what you can say more clearly. This becomes a mirror for your mind and a powerful feedback loop. You become a better communicator. You remember what you learn. You improve your English fluency. You build confidence. You deepen your understanding of everything. You become a more powerful thinker, speaker, and learner. People who teach, even if it's only to themselves, grow faster than those who just consume content. This is how you lock information in your brain. It's not by watching 100 videos. It's by teaching just one lesson from memory. Your brain is not a storage unit. It is an active tool. You train it not by watching, but by speaking, performing, recalling, and teaching. This is how your brain learns to learn. This is how memory is built like a fortress. And this is how you become someone who never forgets what truly matters. Let's move to exercise 7, the sound recall. Recall drill. This exercise trains your auditory memory. Auditory means related to hearing. So this drill focuses on improving the part of your brain responsible for remembering sounds, voices, words, everything you hear. Most people, we focus only on visual learning, reading, watching videos, writing notes. But in real life, so much of your memory is based on listening, conversation, lectures, instructions, names, directions, English movies or audiobooks, interviews, meetings. If your brain struggles to remember what you just heard, you will feel lost or embarrassed or disconnected. But if you train your auditory recall, you will feel sharper, more present, more intelligent, and more confident in conversations and in communication. Here is the key. Listening is passive, just letting sound come in. But recalling what you listen to, that is active, and that is what builds memory. Every time you force your brain to listen carefully, to hold the information, and then to repeat it in your own words, you are forcing your brain's language center, its auditory processor, and its working memory to fire together. This strengthens the memory loop in your brain that allows you to understand faster, speak more clearly, remember more deeply. And if you are learning English or working on communication, this exercise becomes even more powerful. Find any short audio clip. It could be a 30-second voice note, a short podcast segment, a sentence or two from an English YouTube video, a paragraph from an audiobook, or even a friend's voice recording. Listen to the clip, once only. Do not write anything down. Just listen with your full attention. After listening, pause it. Now, try to repeat everything you just heard in your own words, out loud. Then, play the clip again and compare. What did you remember correctly? What did you forget? What did you add or miss? Repeat this same process 2 or 3 times daily with different clips. Let's say you are listening to this sentence from an English podcast. Many people believe memory is a gift, but in reality, it's a skill that can be trained like a muscle. You hear it once. Now pause. Without reading it, you say out loud, Most people think memory is something you're born with, but it's actually a skill. You can build like a muscle. Now ask yourself, did you get the main idea right? Yes. Did you use the exact words? Maybe not exactly. And that is okay. That is perfectly fine. What matters is that your brain listened actively, it processed deeply, and it retrieved the information with clarity. That is memory training. You can use longer clips, 1 to 2 minutes long. Challenge yourself to summarize the main idea in 3 sentences. You can try this in noisy environments to increase your focus. You can listen to clips in different accents: British, American, Australian. You can use new English vocabulary and repeat it clearly. You will become better at remembering conversations. You will recall what your teachers or bosses said. You will improve your understanding of English. You will become a better listener. You will build stronger focus and retention. You will stop saying, "Wait, what did they just say?" And most importantly, you become someone who remembers what they hear. That is a rare and powerful skill in a noisy world. This one exercise can transform your listening power, your speaking power, and your brain power if you practice it daily. All right, exercise number 8. This is the countdown recall game. Its purpose is to strengthen your short-term memory under pressure. This is a rapid fire, a fast, mental drill. Why is this important? Because in real life, we are constantly being asked to think fast, to remember details, to make decisions. We have to recall information quickly in front of others, speak clearly under pressure, respond in interviews or exams. And most people struggle, not because they are stupid, but because their brain is not trained to perform under time pressure. This exercise, it fixes that. It builds what I like to call mental alertness plus speed-based memory. It just makes you sharper in only 2 minutes a day. Choose 5 to 10 random objects or words around you. Look at them for exactly 20 seconds. You can use items on your table, words in a book, names from a phone list, groceries, colors, anything visual. Now close your eyes or cover the list. Set a timer for 1 minute. Now, without looking, try to recall and write down, or speak aloud, as many items as possible. After 1 minute, check. How many did you remember correctly? Repeat the game with different items, or try it in reverse order. Let's say you look around your desk and you spot pen, phone, charger, notebook, glass, watch, candle, mask, coin, plant. You observe this list for 20 seconds. Then, you close your eyes. You set a 60-second timer. Now, you say out loud, pen, phone, charger, notebook, glass. You forget, watch. Then you remember, candle, mask, coin. You forget, plant. You score 8 out of 10. That's great. The next day, you repeat with a new set of items. Your brain now understands, I must focus. I must remember. I must retrieve this information under pressure. This builds your mental reflexes, not just memory, but speed, organization, and retrieval accuracy. You can use words you just learned in English. Try to recall them in alphabetical order. Try to recall them backwards. Try recalling with background noise. Or do this with a friend, as a competition. Most memory training is done slowly, which is useful, but it is not enough. This exercise builds your mental reaction speed. It teaches your brain to stay calm under pressure, to organize chaos into structure, to retrieve faster. It improves your decision-making. It helps lock memory even when you feel tension. You become someone who can remember fast, speak fast, and act fast, without panic or confusion. In interviews, when you need to speak with clarity. In conversations, when you need to respond quickly. In exams, when time is limited. In emergencies, when thinking clearly matters most. In presentations, when memory under pressure is everything. This game builds a mental edge. It's the kind of skill that top performers often use, maybe without even realizing it. And now, it's yours too. These exercises, they are not complicated. They are not expensive. They don't require special tools, but they work. They work because they make your brain do what it often hates: focus, retrieve, and react. That is how growth happens. That is how memory becomes sharp. And that is how you become the person who remembers what others forget. We are almost at the end. Exercise number 9. Mirror narration. This exercise helps you rebuild mental clarity and memory through self-talk. The mirror narration exercise is a powerful, powerful practice of recalling, narrating, and reinforcing your memory by speaking directly to yourself in a mirror with your full attention. It is not just a memory technique. It is mental therapy. It is confidence training. It is focus sharpening, memory strengthening, and identity rebuilding. It is one of the most personal and effective brain training rituals for improving both your short-term and your emotional memory, and for rebuilding a deeper relationship with your own thoughts. Let me ask you something important. How many of your days do you actually remember? I don't mean just knowing what you did, like a list. I mean really remembering the moments, the feelings, the actions, the words, and the thoughts from your day. Most people, we live for 24 hours, and we forget 80% of it by the next morning. Why? Because we never reflect. We never narrate. We never process our experience, so our brain never stores it. Your brain is not a camera. It does not automatically store everything. It needs intention. It needs repetition. It needs emotion. And it needs structure. The mirror narration exercise provides all four in the most powerful way possible. Step 1. At the end of your day, stand in front of a mirror. You don't need to dress up. You don't need a perfect environment. Just face yourself. Step 2. Look into your eyes. Not around you, not at your clothes. Look directly into your own eyes. Now, begin to speak. Narrate your day out loud. Step 3. Try to recall, in order. What time did you wake up? What was the first thing you did? What did you eat? Where did you go? Who did you speak to? What emotions did you feel? What did you accomplish? What did you learn? What do you regret? What do you want to remember? What was one beautiful moment from the day? Speak like you are telling a story, but not to impress anyone. You are telling the story to yourself to make the day real, to process it, and to store it. When you speak to yourself in a mirror, something powerful happens. You become more self-aware. You become more present. You relive your memories, which strengthens their retention. You engage your visual, your verbal, your emotional, and your episodic memory systems, all at once. You slow down, and you allow your brain to reflect, which increases clarity. When you do this, you are not just reviewing the day. You are actively turning your life into memory. Let's say it's 10 o'clock p.m. You stand in front of your mirror, and you begin. Okay, I woke up at 6:45 a.m. today. I was tired, but I pushed myself to get up. I didn't check my phone first. I actually drank water first, which felt good. I took a short walk on the terrace. The air, it felt cooler than usual. Then I had toast and tea while reading 3 pages of my book. I had a stressful meeting at work around 11 a.m. I was nervous. I spoke too fast. I forgot to say one important thing that frustrated me. But later in the afternoon, I had a great talk with Jack. He said something that made me laugh. I want to remember that joke. In the evening, I learned something new from a YouTube video about brain exercises. I also felt proud that I didn't scroll too much today. I want to remember today as a day where I felt more in control. That process, it just created a stronger emotional connection to your day, a deeper memory of your activities, a more focused reflection, a more peaceful mind, a stronger internal voice. End the narration with one thing you forgive yourself for and one thing you are grateful for. This adds emotional weight to the memory, which helps your brain store it longer. The benefits? It improves short-term and long-term memory. It sharpens your ability to tell stories and recall details. It strengthens your English speaking if you narrate in English. It helps heal emotional confusion by letting your mind express itself. It helps you notice patterns in your life. It reconnects you to your identity, your goals, and your progress. It makes every day more meaningful, more memorable, and more satisfying. This is not a trend. It's not something you do for a week. This is a life habit, and it has the power to rebuild your memory, your presence, and your self-trust. Do this for 30 days, and you will remember your life more clearly than ever before. And now, we have arrived at our final and perhaps most powerful brain exercise in this entire series. It is called Teach Tomorrow You. Its purpose is to anchor, to hold, your memory for the future. This is a brain exercise where you record or write down one key thing you want to remember, and you speak it as if you are teaching your future self. Why is this so powerful? Because it combines memory, emotion, teaching, visualization, self-trust, and deep encoding. It creates a future-focused, memory-rich brain, and it makes the lessons from today impossible to forget. Most people, we remember things for now, not for tomorrow, not for next week, not for life. We read something powerful, and then we forget. We learn a lesson, and then we forget. We make a promise to ourselves, and then we forget. Memory disappears when it is not anchored, when it's not held strongly, to emotion and intention. But when you speak to your future self, and you teach what you learned today, you create a powerful memory bridge that stays with you. Your brain stores the information as something that matters because it is being used, not just saved. Step 1. Choose one important thing you learned or experienced today. This could be a brain exercise, a life lesson, a quote, a mistake, an emotion you felt deeply, a new English word, a truth about yourself. Step 2. Pretend your future self is listening. 24 hours from now, you have 60 seconds to teach them what they must remember from today. Step 3. Say it out loud, or write it as a message to tomorrow. Say it with clarity, with care, with purpose. Imagine it's 11:30 p.m. You've had a long day. You now sit down, you open your journal or your recording app, and you say, "Dear tomorrow me, I need you to remember this. Today, I learned that when I speak things out loud, I remember better. I did the speak to memorize exercise, and it really helped. So tomorrow, I want you to use your voice again. Don't just read silently. Say it, feel it, speak it. Also, remember how you felt after the mirror narration. You were calm and clear and focused. Don't forget how peaceful that felt. Please, repeat it again tonight." That one message, maybe just 60 seconds, locks in your memory like a vault, like a safe. Tomorrow, when you hear or read it, your brain says, "Yes, Cho, I know this. I lived this. I must repeat it." And that is what turns one-day learning into lifelong transformation. You create a daily record of your mental growth. You anchor your lessons so they don't fade. You practice reflection, teaching, and memory, all together. You become your own coach, your own guide. You build inner trust. You remember what most people forget, because you passed it forward. Use this exercise as your final step every night. You can combine it with the mirror narration if you want. First, narrate your day. Then, send one message to tomorrow you. You don't need an audience. You don't need likes. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need honesty. and intention. That is what builds memory. That is what builds self-respect. And that is what builds a mind that does not forget who it is. This last exercise, it's not just about memory. It's about self-respect, presence, discipline, consistency. It's about your mental legacy. Because the most powerful brain is not the one that remembers the most. It is the one that remembers what matters. You made it, all the way to the end. And that says something truly powerful about you. Most people, they click away. They look for shortcuts. They want quick results without deep effort. But you stayed. You listened. You gave your mind something it rarely receives in this fast, noisy world. You gave it care. Today, you didn't just watch a video. You trained your brain. You respected your memory. You reminded yourself, my mind, it deserves better. Because your brain is not broken. It's not slow. It is not lazy. It is just untrained. And today, perhaps for the first time in a long time, you trained it. You gave it 10 powerful exercises. You challenged it to remember, to reflect, to focus, to come alive again. And you proved something to yourself. You don't need to be born with a good memory. You can build one. You can grow one. You can protect it. You can transform it. Starting from today. Your memory is your power. Your memory is your history. Your memory is your identity. Please, take care of it, and it will take care of you. And that is where our training concludes for today. This was a real journey, wasn't it? I am so curious to hear your take on it all. What were your final thoughts as we finished? Which of these 10 exercises felt the most useful, or maybe the most interesting? To you? Do you have any lingering questions about why one of these exercises works, or how to use it in your life? Please leave all your opinions, your theories, your feelings, and your questions in the comments below. I truly love reading them and building this conversation with all of you. Thank you. Thank you for staying and for giving this time to yourself. You are rare, you are powerful, and your mind is worth everything. We will meet again, stronger, sharper, and better. Take care of your brain, because it takes care of you every single second of your life. Goodbye for now.